Guys, welcome back to my channel. We are doing the chicken tortilla soup that we mentioned on our budget meal plan. Make sure to subscribe if you want some great ideas on meal planning for budget. We're gonna start this week with chicken. We have the chicken leg meat and thigh meat, skinless and boneless. We're also gonna have some salt to taste. We also have some oregano. We have 3 leaves of bay leaves. We also have chicken bouillon, and we have 1 teaspoon of pepper. On the oregano is about 1.5 teaspoons. We also have a fresh squeezed lime juice for 1. I'm also going to use 1 cup, actually 2 cups of black beans. These ones you can substitute. I cook these ones myself, but you can substitute for 1 can of black beans. Just make sure you rinse them. We also have some diced tomatoes. We are going to use their juice as well. I'm going to fry my onions with avocado oil, but you can use any kind of oil. I have 1 medium onion diced. I have cilantro. I have my garlic, 5 cloves of garlic, 2 chili chipotles on adobo, and also 2.5 green chilies that I roasted myself. You can actually buy the can of roasted green chilies if you want to. I also have 1.5 cup of frozen corn and 5 cups of water. If you have chicken broth, I don't have chicken broth, so just don't use the water and the chicken bouillon and just use the broth instead. I don't have broth, so I'm going to use the water and the chicken bouillon. So we're going to start with putting our pot on saute, and we're going to let it heat it up so that we can start cooking our ingredients. I'm going to start with adding 1.5 tablespoons of avocado oil. Again, you can use any kind of oil. To this, we're gonna add our onions. I'm also gonna add my green chilies. And I like to do it this way just because by cooking it, it will give us a better flavor. We also gonna put our garlic. And it doesn't really matter if you don't get to put all of it in it, because you will put it on your soup anyways. But I like to give it a little brown a little bit the onions at this step. We're just gonna keep moving our onions, mixing them until they become a little bit more tender, and they get a little bit brown color to it. So we're just gonna keep on mixing. This is about the consistency I like to have on my onions. They are a little bit, well, they tender now, so we can add our chicken, and they a little bit more brown, so we're gonna add our chicken. And I like to do it this way rather than just go ahead and cook it, because the flavor from I believe the flavor from the chicken will add a little bit to the flavor to the soup. So we like to cook it up just a little bit, not completely cooked, but I like to get it mixed with our onions and our green chilies. And believe me, it is amazing. You're gonna love the final results on this soup. To fry my chicken, I'm gonna add some salt. We're gonna mix it so that all of the chicken gets a little salt. It's really hard to do it with one hand, so bear with me. My pot is moving around. So we're just gonna add the rest of the salt to it so that all of the chicken has the salt in it. We're also gonna add our pepper. And I know what you're thinking, guys. She's not wearing gloves, but remember that we cooking for our household, and not everybody uses gloves to cook on our daily basis. Make sure your hands are completely washed though, especially after handling chicken. So we are just gonna mix and get all the salt and pepper around it, and then we're just gonna leave it alone and let it cook. So now that it's getting cooked, it's getting a little bit white on the areas. You can cook it like you know, when the chicken gets a little bit of the brownish on the outside, it gives a lot more flavor, but this soup is already flavor as it is, so I'm not gonna cook it all the way. I just wanted it to get it a little bit whitish on the outside, a little bit of the white coat in it. So I'm just gonna add my water, 5 cups of water. And we also gonna add the rest of our spices, which is the oregano. We're also gonna add 3 leaves of bay leaves to it. I love the way the bay leaves give the taste to our soups. This is one ingredient I always use. And then we're gonna add our bouillon cubes. You can also use the powder. I just like the cubes are easier to have in the cabinet, or smaller pieces since I don't use it a whole bunch. And so now that we have these ingredients, we also gonna add our two chipotle and adobo chilies. And then we're gonna add some fresh cilantro to the soup. And then we're also gonna leave a little bit of cilantro at the end of our soup. So we're not gonna put a whole bunch of it as we cook it. I'm also gonna add the can of diced tomatoes. And this gives a really, really good flavor. Not very tomato-ish, but it does give it a really good flavor. I like to mix it. Mix, mix, mix. Even though all of the ingredients, if you just throw them on the pot, once you close the lid, it will mix all of the flavors, but I guess it's just an old habit of mixing everything. I'm just gonna add the lime juice. And we also gonna add a little bit more of lime juice once we serve it, but I like to have a little bit of lime juice in here. So we're gonna close our pot. Now we are going to make sure our lid is completely locked. We are gonna close our pressure valve so that it will come to pressure. And then we are gonna pressure cook this. Remember that for every pound of chicken is 8 minutes. This should be a little bit over 2 pounds. So it would be about 16 to 18 minutes. I'm gonna set it out for 15 minutes only because I already kind of cooked a little bit of the chicken. On a different pot in the stove, I'm gonna cook a little bit of corn tortillas. And we're just gonna set them aside. And I did only about 2 tortillas, to be honest. So now we are going to check our pot. It is completely ready to be deep pressure. You can either let it lose the pressure on its own, naturally release the pressure, but I'm gonna open about halfway just so we don't have a lot of steam. I'm gonna open it about halfway and then let it release the pressure this way. So now that we are almost done releasing the pressure, the valve is gonna go down so that we safe to open our pot. And we are gonna make sure that chicken is tender enough to shred it. Oh my goodness, and it's already started. The smell of our soup is already coming out. So I'm just gonna remove all of our chicken so we can get it shredded. And this is gonna be extremely easy to shred it because it's very soft and tender. So you can either do it with 2 forks or you can actually do it with the mixer if you don't want to get it is hot. So if you don't want to get burned, you can also use the mixer to do it. And so we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients now to our broth. So we're gonna add the 2 cups of black beans. You can do 1 can of regular black beans. Just make sure you drain them and rinse them and drain them. I cook this once myself. And then I'm gonna add about 1.5 cups of my corn. We're gonna put all of these ingredients. It's gonna be so yummy. It is absolutely very, very healthy dish. I'm also gonna add about 1 tablespoon of sour cream. I like to add it on top of the soup as well, but this gives a really rich flavor if we add it into the soup. Let's mix this together so we can get it ready to close our lid one more time, just so that all these flavors incorporate. And it is just gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it. And we're just gonna leave our chicken out for now. We're gonna cook these ingredients for about 10 minutes. So we're gonna close our pressure release valve, and then we're gonna pressure cook these ingredients for 10 more minutes, high pressure. So let's go down to 10 and we're just gonna let it be. So while that is cooking, we are going to go ahead and take care of our chicken. Again, you can do it with 2 forks. I'm just going to use my whisk. It is very, very soft and tender, so this is going to be super easy to take care of it. Let's go check on our pot. Ready? We are going to release the pressure one more time. Make sure the valve is down. And let's open our pot and smell that deliciousness. Oh my God, it smells so good. And the house is impregnated with the smell now. So we are going to add our shredded chicken to our pot. Mix, mix, mix. One more time. One last time. We're going to mix it together. And then we are ready to serve this. Beautiful and delicious, and just the smell of this soup is amazing. So we are gonna serve our soup, and remember, super hot. Also, I didn't mention this is about 10 servings. I'm gonna say 10 to 12 servings is what I get out of this pot. I also remember I have little kids, so the servings that I do for children are a little bit smaller. So I'm going to say for the safe side is 10 servings for sure. We're going to take the chili out and just get some of the soup in here. Oh my God, it smells so good. The smell of all the ingredients, the green chili, the smoky of the chili chipotle and adobo, it just smells so good. Let's add some of our tortilla chips. You can also dress this with avocado. I'm completely out of avocado, but definitely avocado is a must on this soup. We're also adding some cilantro. We also gonna add some more sour cream to top it up. Oh my goodness, this is so good, so good. And we're going to do a little bit more of lime on top of our soup. And let's have a taste of this amazing soup. It's so good. Let's see it. Let's see. You guys must try. Oh my God, this is so good. As always, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to see more recipes like this, some great ideas, some savings, and hit the bell notification and share. Bye-bye. Hi, baby girl.
Hi, Mom.
So is this soup kids approved soup? You like it? Yeah, is it good, so or delicious?
Delicious.
Have a good one. We'll see you next time.